Hey y'all, welcome to Art of the Budget. My name's Nicole, my pronouns are she and her, and I live in the Pacific Northwest on what is the traditional territory of the Coast Salish people. I am an artist and educator currently learning about budgeting, saving, and planning for retirement. I am bringing to you today my July 2019 budget plan. I have not closed out June yet. I will have that video up soon, so if you're curious about how June went, spoiler alert, it was rough. Go ahead and check that out in a few days. But for now, let's talk about July. So I'm actually taking a vacation in July. And so what I've decided to do is to pay myself salary. So I usually make about $3,000 in a month, but I am going to potentially need to pay myself or potentially going to make about half of that. So I've just tried to bring my budget down as far as possible, but still, making room for the fact that I'll be traveling and unexpected things might come up. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm taking vacation without pay, and then I'm paying myself. And this is my budget plan for July. So I'm, like I said, I usually make about $3,000 base pay in a month net take home. So I'm going to try to stay under $2,750. I think it's possible, but we'll see. I am cutting out some things. So interest income, right now I just have last month's amount, but I actually got a notification of my interest income. So I'm gonna actually put that in real quick because it's exciting. Let's see. All right, so I made $11.44 in interest income this month, which is super exciting. So just real quick, I'm automatically going to be putting that in this little fund where I just keep that interest income separate. I just like to see. So if you look, that's $66.94 that I've made since November, I think, just by having my money in a bank account with a high interest rate. So that's exciting. Okay, so that's all I'm planning for income. I am going to do a ceramics thing, so I may have a small stipend coming from that, but I'll put that into my business income, which I need to do. I'll need to do taxes for next month. I just have a very little bit of sales, but I'll have a video about that. Going down to sharing my income. I did cut it down way down last month, and I didn't really feel great about it, especially because there was so much happening in the world that I really wanted to be able to share more of my income. So I am going to keep this at the usual 7%. Oh yeah, I need to adjust it. So I will adjust this, but keep this at the original 7%. Well, maybe we'll do 6%. But just up there versus like the 1% I did last year or last month. Okay, moving on down. I don't know what happened there. This is the me fund. Okay, I'm not planning to put anything in my emergency fund this month. Savings, of course, that interest income. I'm not planning to put anything in the me fund. Investments, I'm actually going to skip this month. I will absolutely make it up later. But I just want to cut everything down as much as possible this month. Okay. Housing, rent as usual is $550, but actually my bank is discontinuing this really nice service they had where you could send checks, and my landlord is just notorious for taking a long time to cash the check. So I prefer to get a money order for rent. And so I'm just allotting $2 for the money order or money orders. Electricity, $40 is just my default. It's usually a little less in the summer. Mobile phone is $62.32, and I already got my notification for that, so that will be it. Since I'm traveling, I may allot in August that higher amount if I go over in my data, and that's fine. It's cheaper than paying for the unlimited plan every month. So Internet, $79.95 as usual, no miscellaneous, going on down. I've given myself almost $400 for gas. I did calculate how much gas I would need, and I then rounded up. So hopefully that will do the trick for this trip I'm taking. Car registration, as always, $867 goes aside for registration in November. Groceries and restaurants, I put those up a little because I traveled last month and I ended up spending a lot more than I expected. I'm going to try to rein it in a bit, but I also tried to be realistic. So I put $370 for groceries and $195 for restaurants. Household, I just allotted $15. I am going to be traveling through some bigger cities, so I'm kind of hoping I'll find a zero waste shop and be able to get a new dishwashing brush. So let's see. Health, I'm not allotting anything. Kiddies, as usual, it's $139 or about $140. That is enough for all of their medicine, but I did get Junior's medicine in June, so might have a little left over there. That never hurts. Entertainment, $651 for Hulu. Auto insurance is, I guess I just rounded, but it's about $98. As usual, $764 will go aside for renter's insurance in August. I've started setting aside $20.84 for an accountant in April. I'm going to skip the payment to my parents this month. Again, I'm just getting those costs down as much as possible, and they're okay with it. So I'm going to do that, and if I'm able to, I will. But anyway, once I have reached my first goal, which I'm in the midst of pulling away from, but my first goal of my fully funded emergency fund, my next goal is to pay them off in full. So I'll be doing that in fall. That's the plan. $200.68 as usual for student loans. And then I am not doing much in sinking funds. However, I have allotted $100 for the cats. I do need to pay cat sitter, and as you know, I'm always trying to just put money in there. I never skip it. And then I put the remainder into traveling. So I'm hoping that I won't need all of that. I'm staying with friends. I have a lot of ways that I'm saving money, but I am doing a bit of a road trip. So if I need to stay in a cheap hotel or something, like I want to have it in the budget. You know what I mean? Versus, being in a maybe like less than comfortable position if I'm tired, it's dark or whatever. And I, want to pull over, and then also feeling stressed out about my budget. I just don't want to do that. So yeah, I will give you guys a little bit of more information about my trip once I'm on it. But I hope that you're having a great end of your June, beginning of your July, and asked in my last budget report. But I'm wondering, do you have any great plans for the summer? If so, please tell me about them down in the comments below. All right, thank you so much.